Okay.
But
So
no, that wasn't the idea. Like this mask wasn't the idea, but the anonymity thing was a general idea. I guess because of a confidence thing. Because I was like, when we were kids, and you'd know this personally, because when we were teenagers, we used to all be into music and try and do this, that, and the other. And even back in the day, I set up some sort of like form of recording. You know what I mean? It was like the absolute ghettoist,
Audacity, bro.
basicest
like,
thing. We had some like computer mic that we coned a bit of paper out so that you could rap into it like this, and it would capture because it was so bad.
How many years? I was like 15.
But remember, I had like people come around and record a couple of things, and do you know what I mean? And
recording through headphones at one point.
Them days, I always used to try and write and join in with the rest of everyone and do this and that other, and I could come up with stuff, but I was never like there like everyone else was. So that was like a confidence down of all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I guess when it came time to when I did that first track and put it out there, it was like a confidence thing. I don't want people to know it's me. And that's how the idea started. And as soon as the feedback started coming back in positively, and I'm talking about the first ones, when I listen back to some of these tunes now, I'm just like, So when you get all the positive feedback and the things that come back, it changed, and I signed to like an independent label, and I was fully like to him. I want it to be like, I don't want people to know it's me. I want it to be like this guy, that No Emotion guy, the mask. And as soon as I started getting like good feedback and good things, I changed my mind, and he was like, I thought you wanted to do this, and it was like, oh, no, actually I do want to have a face to it, because you start getting confident with it and a bit more prouder of it. And even for years and years and years, like the gigs we done, there was like ups and downs, innit? There was good gigs, bad gigs, and like with the music things, I'm always like a perfectionist. Like if I go and do a gig, I have to know the words. You know what I mean? Like if I forget one word,
it's just like
it can completely like stop the song, innit? Whereas some people, if you're a bit more free flowing with things and easy back, you can notice a mistake and carry on with it. Whereas I was frightful of messing up a single thing. So
I want to talk about this album you got going on. I know you guys, the date's not set yet, but you've got some great features on there. You've got Joe Viva, who's on a few of them tracks.
He's on like nearly half the album.
Nearly just half an album. You've produced, I think, 2 or something, or recorded like a few of his albums or something. Was his?
I produced
last couple or saying?
At least 2 of his albums, or at least 90% of his albums.
Yeah. Well, and also as well, it's Truth on this one. This one. I want to talk about your relationship with Truth. I know back in the days, was it when?
Truth was going back to when I said I got signed to an independent label. And when I say signed, this does not in any way mean anything big at all. It was
it's just like
a one-man band organisation that saw me and was like interested in what I did and wanted to jump onto my team and help push that. Do you know what I mean? Which is a nice thing, really. Like regardless of how big it is, to have someone who wants to
support you,
push you, and not just be, because when you do music, like you are the main guy in it. Like there's a band has a lead member. When you're a rapper, you are that guy in it. So to have someone that wants to help you pursue
that guy
and push you being the guy, because like record label managers and even producers, do you know what I mean? Like don't get half as much credit as what's due to them, innit? Like some of these songs that people are crazy about could not even begin to tell you who had anything to do with the making of the song. So to have someone like that was a massive boost in confidence as well.
But that's how you met Truth.
That is what eventually, like I'd go around his all the time, and eventually there's these 2 guys sitting there, so I went round and introduced myself, and at first they were really quiet and didn't say too much, and
it's like Truth and
Cito.
Oh, okay, Cito.
Yeah, they work together a lot of the time. So we met and were introduced, and the conversation was very, very minor. Do you know what I mean? Like from the relationship that developed, you'd never expect would have developed. It all came to like this one point at the end of the evening where we found out that we lived 2 minutes away from each other, well, me and Truth lived 2 minutes away from each other. Cito lived
not far from here now.
10 minutes drive from where we lived. And I just said to him, do you guys want a lift? And then as soon as we all got in the car, the conversations developed, and I became like friends with Truth and Cito way before I found out any of the stuff that they'd done or been through. Like Peter had mentioned a few things that they'd done, but it wasn't till you sort of hear it from like word of mouth. Yeah, exactly. And some of the things, like some of the people they've met and places they've been is like pure like stardom, things that you'd only hear from a celebrity that's met another celebrity. Yeah, man. And hearing all these stories after being, it's
just like raw. Like
you got to remind yourself to be humble, innit?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like Truth has taught me so many things.
That's what I was gonna say.
Without even purposely sitting down and trying to teach me something, just by like watching and asking questions and learning, that I've learned a whole bunch of things of him and Cito. Like Cito, I haven't said enough about. He was a producer, and he helped Truth with a lot of stuff. And the guy is an absolute legend. Do you know what I mean? His musical skills, knowledge, and talent is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And to know people like that and think to yourself like, why are you not like, mainstream famous? Is just beyond me. And then to think that I'm like best friends with these guys.
And then you got Truth on the feature as well, because I was with you a few times. We were like, you're just waiting for that verse, and then I think I was here just after.
The thing about Truth, like, verse. Go on. He's jumped on tunes from the get-go, from day one, innit? Like, I listen back to tunes. Right there, man. Not everybody does that. And I don't think they're not the worst thing in the world, but I also think that for someone like him to jump on my song regardless of knowing like my ability and skill at the time,
that's love.
Was just pure like, and I say like we are like, he's one of my closest friends. He's my brother. Do you know what I mean? Just like you, he's my brother. He's not a friend. He's
he's family. Yeah,
exactly.
Right? Yeah, that's so cool, man.
But to have someone like that support you from the start is like a massive thing.
Yeah, he also produced what's it called, which I'm very thankful for. You guys hooked me up with about to interview the song. What's that song with Sonny? That one, and then we shot the video in that studio. Preview. Yeah, sneak preview. Did he produce that one as well? Yeah, man.
He produced that and that You track I did with Reese.
You.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he produced that. That's sick,
he produced them two tunes for that album. Yeah. Which is a free download off Bandcamp. Search Donny Stax.
Bandcamp, Donny Stax.
It's called Wasted.
Make sure you go and download
16 track album.
Yeah. How many albums you got now? You got a body of work, you got a bag of work, bro.
I did a couple of EP albums. I can't even remember what they were, but back in the day things at the start, which I wouldn't tell you where to find, because
I don't want
as much as I love
a
lot of the aspects of what we made, it's not what I considered like today's quality. Like even the old songs like the Wasted album is still out there to download, because although it's not what I consider today's quality, it's still a standard and a moment that was caught. So like that stuff's all out there, but there's I can tell you exactly how many projects. I mean,
go on.
Music.
Yeah. Donny Stax got a bag of work. I
did a mixtape called In Time. I did a mixtape called Sweet Air, which, like I say, both of these aren't out there anymore, as far as I'm aware. But they were the first two like joint things.
Okay.
I got.
Wait, what do you mean joint?
Well, they were the first like projects, rather than just a singular song or a remix or whatever. They were like a project, something that had a start and finish and a due date and things like that. But after that, after them is when I hooked up with Andy, because I left the label because I'm not going to go into it because of reasons, innit? It's
complications
in the past. But,
complications.
But at the same time, like, I met Andy and we started doing music together.
Yeah, you guys done 2 albums together or something?
We met up every Saturday for a long time. Every Saturday he would walk to my house from Patcham to Hove, and we'd sit down in the morning record a beat, write some lyrics, and write a song, and 9 times out of 10 that song would be written, recorded, and
what, like all in the same day?
Yeah, done in a day, like without mixing and mastering and tweaking, etc. But yeah, we were like that for a long time, and again, like to him, I'm everlastingly grateful because I learned all kinds of things, and he introduced me into live shows and gigs and pushed me, even like different times where I didn't do well. In my eyes, I failed. Do you know what I mean? But he was the guy to like just push
keep
me
going.
Because I was a nervous wreck. The first ever gig I did, I was a nervous wreck for weeks.
Where was that first show? I don't even think. Where did you do that show?
I can't even remember.
Okay, but like, what's the process? Cause you just done a show the other day for Chalk Entertainment in Brighton, for Latest TV as well. We should be on the Latest TV. Check out on YouTube. You was just telling me just off camera, like from that first like show to now, you still get the feeling in the stomach, but it's a different feeling.
There was, like I'd say, the first few gigs were like a serious
it's like
feeling the nerves, and I'm not talking about the night. I'm talking about weeks before. Just thinking about doing a live performance. I'd feel like the butterflies and the anxiousness and the nerves, and I don't know, like it got better, and we had good gigs, and we had really good gigs, and there was like a point where my confidence was really good, and I felt amazing about it, and then there was a couple of gigs that didn't go so well, and like I was saying before, like you think that sometimes everyone's listening to every word for word for word for word, whereas the amount of times I've talked to people that I know that have performed that said, oh yeah, I messed this bit up and this bit up, and you think, I didn't even hear a thing in it, because they've carried on and not let anyone like
start it out
to like acknowledge it. But I was always adamant that everything had to be right, perfect, spot on. So there's a couple of shows that we did